A study from Stanford University found that productivity sharply declines after working more than 55 hours a week. In fact, someone working 70 hours gets about the same amount done as someone working just 55 hours. That means those extra 15 hours? Practically wasted. Yet in America, the land that glorifies hustle and grind, many people are unknowingly trading effectiveness for busyness. So the real question is, how can you achieve more while actually doing less? Point 1. Focus on what truly matters. Think about Warren Buffett. He once said the difference between successful people and very successful people is that very successful people say no to almost everything. The truth is, not all tasks are created equal. Most of what fills our to-do list does not really move the needle. This is where the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule, comes in. Roughly 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. So instead of tackling everything, ask yourself, what are the few things that, if done, will make the biggest difference? Cut the noise. Keep the essentials. Point 2. The power of rest and recovery. Athletes know this better than anyone. Tom Brady, for example, did not become one of the greatest quarterbacks by training nonstop. He prioritized recovery, sleep, and focused practice over just doing more. Our brains and bodies function the same way. When you're exhausted, each hour produces less value. Rest is not wasted time. It's actually when your brain consolidates memories, sparks creativity, and recharges focus. If you want to achieve more, schedule rest as seriously as meetings. Protect your sleep. Take short breaks during the day. Your output will multiply, not shrink. Point 3. Single tasking beats multitasking. In America, multitasking is often seen as a badge of honor. But research from the University of California, Irvine, found that every time you're interrupted, it takes about 23 minutes to refocus. So if you're bouncing between emails, meetings, and tasks, you're leaking time and energy. The secret is single tasking. Fully focus on one thing at a time, finish it, and then move on. Ironically, by doing less at once, you finish more overall. Point 4. Systems over hustle. Jeff Bezos did not build Amazon by answering every customer email himself. He built systems, structures that work without constant effort. When you rely on willpower alone, you burn out. But when you create systems, routines, automations, and habits, you make success automatic. For example, meal prepping once a week instead of cooking daily, automating bill payments instead of manually stressing, setting up recurring workout times instead of debating each day. Systems reduce decisions, save energy, and allow you to achieve more by doing less. Point 5. The courage to do nothing. Here's a surprising truth. Sometimes the best way to achieve more is to step back completely. Steve Jobs was famous for his walks. He often left the office to think and do nothing structured. Some of Apple's best ideas were born not from intense meetings, but from unstructured moments of space. In our always-on American culture, doing nothing feels lazy. But that mental white space allows creativity and problem-solving to flourish. Your brain makes its biggest connections in the shower, on a walk, or while simply sitting quietly. Point 6. Redefine success beyond busyness. In the US, many people equate long hours with success. But ask yourself, is the goal to be the busiest person in the room or the most effective? Look at companies like Basecamp, which famously cut back on work hours and found that employees were more creative, more rested, and more productive. Success was not about squeezing in more, but about doing what truly mattered and cutting the rest. It's not about how much you do, it's about the impact of what you do. So here's the truth. Achieving more is not about cramming 24 hours with endless tasks. It's about choosing wisely, resting deeply, focusing fully, building systems, and even daring to do nothing. Because the goal is not to do more. The goal is to live and work in a way that makes what you do actually matter. Pause for a second and ask yourself right now, what can I stop doing so I can finally start achieving what matters most?